Hello, everybody. My name is Alexander Wong, and welcome back to this week's Real Estate Weekly, where we're going to talk about how you should be managing some of your debt before going out and buying a home, and what are some of the do's and don'ts to what you should and should not be doing. Now, first things first, just get this out the way. I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a mortgage lender, so that is out the way. Now, when you're choosing a mortgage lender to get approved for your home, your lender is going to agree to lend you all the funds based on the amount if you are a risky borrower or not. And how do they determine that risk? Well, they're going to take your credit history as well as your current debt and essentially analyze that to come up with a number that they and the mortgages or the mortgage lenders are comfortable giving out to you, right? So having debt is not necessarily a bad thing, right? There's a lot of good things that could come out of it if you can utilize it correctly. However, having too much of it can become a little bit problematic if it goes up against your income. Now, generally, you're going to want to have a high credit score and a low DTI, and that stands for debt to income ratio. So essentially what they're doing is taking the amount of money that you're bringing in and comparing it to your debt and using that to see what is left over, essentially coming up with your purchase price of a property. Now, your credit score, if you don't already know, is made up of 5 different factors, right? You have your payment history, your credit utilization, you have your length of credit history, your different credit lines, and new credit, right? So typically, on average, you're seeing that you need a credit score of 620 or higher for a conventional loan. Now, that is based off of this article I got my resource from, offcredit.com. Now, controlling your debt to income ratio, in general terms, you're going to want to have 36% or lower, which is ideal to be able to purchase a home, right? A debt to income ratio of over 50% will significantly hurt your odds in terms of getting approved for a mortgage. However, it's not impossible, but to calculate that, just simply divide your monthly debts by your monthly gross income, and it will result in a percentage that you could work your way towards. Now, some of your debt managing tips that I can give out would be to check your credit report, see where you currently stand, what are some ways you can improve, as well as you want to see if you can consolidate your debt, pay off a little bit. Now, here's a big mistake that I see a lot of people make, which has actually happened before in the past, is do not make any drastic changes to your credit coming up to the decision of purchasing a home, right? We sometimes see scenarios where making that type of decision can end up hurting you, such as buying a new car, right? That can significantly decrease the amount of your purchase price. You're going to want to have, your emergency fund, make a budget to make sure you're not overspending what you already have, right? I know this is not like a guideline, but my personal philosophy I say is if it comes to this scenario and I don't have it in my own bank account, then I don't make the purchase. That's just me, however. Now, bottom line is, when you purchase a home, right, it is a big decision, especially a mortgage is a significant amount of money, but it is a great asset to own, statistically speaking, and paying off some of that debt can overall help you when it comes to that time of making a purchase decision and giving you different options that you wouldn't have by being smart with money, essentially. So, yeah, it can help save you distress. You don't necessarily need to be debt-free at all to buy a home. In fact, some well-managed debt can actually boost your credit score. As I said before, if you manage it properly and keep on track of it, then you shouldn't have a problem. So that is the little tips that I have for today. I hope you guys did take some insight from this video. If you have any questions or anything, reply to this email. Leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you everyone for next week Real Estate Weekly newsletter. Take care.